But I don't have time to listen to the radio in the morning. If I do, it would be in the car. It's the only place I listen to a radio.
Oh, okay.
But no, I don't eat my phone for breakfast, so that couldn't be a good breakfast show.
No, all right.
So yes.
No, so all right. Well, I'm still just thinking about that, and I'm also thinking about the less good idea.
The less good idea. That sounds good. Go on.
Well, it might be. It's worth exploring.
Go on then.
Because
enlighten us.
Well, as part of the drama show that I'm gradually developing, which is at a breakfast show time. That's why I'm thinking about what a breakfast show would be, and how I could be wide awake by the time I start the breakfast show. Because
that's the hardest bit.
How do they get up? They're wide awake, aren't they?
Well, there's this thing called an alarm clock. It goes off, you see, at least 4 days before you have to get up.
It's as simple as that?
Yeah, yes, it's simple. It's simple. You should have one in the morning. I have an alarm clock which goes underneath my pillow.
Oh.
And you get a quick bzzz in your ear. Oh. And it's time to get up.
And
so you don't miss it.
That's all it needs?
That's all you need.
Oh, okay.
Or a large hammer. Large lump hammer over the top of you, and then when it comes to 7 o'clock, bong.
Oh, it's not that complicated, really, is it?
No, life isn't complicated.
No, if I had
a
hammer,
you can make it complicated.
I could get here by 8 o'clock probably with just one hammer.
Well, what you do, you get your chauffeur.
Yeah.
To drop you off.
Oh, okay, yes.
So you don't have to walk or run or come on a bus.
Could have had several cups of coffee in the back of the car.
Yes, you could do. Yes, you could have your breakfast. You could have the whole breakfast lined up. You could have a trailer on the back. And you
that's
get on
how they do it.
That's how they do it. That's what I think it is. I think the whole thing is that when I was a little boy, many moons ago, I used to get up really early.
Yes.
And I used to listen to the radio when I was doing my paper round. Because in those days you had radio headphones. Do you remember those?
Yes.
And so I used to listen to music as I was bopping along, running around, throwing the newspapers.
And this was just a general purpose radio. It didn't say, JD, you were late with your paper round.
No. If they had that, I wouldn't have done it.
Oh, okay.
No, but my paper round I had to do fairly quickly so I can get to school.
Right.
So, and of course, I had all the ones with the lifts, up and down lifts all day. So, yeah, you tend to listen to whenever you can, really. So, if you're listening to a breakfast show every day, there must be something wrong. But if you listen to it every now and again, then because you either got up too early and you have time to listen to the radio, or you don't have time. So there you go. It's preference of choice, really.
Yes.
And the weekends, naturally, you can lie in bed if you want to. No problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have a breakfast show at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. So
you could
out elaborate meals. You
could do something totally different, not call it a breakfast show.
Ah.
You could call it anything from my meal at any time of the day show.
Right.
Yeah, so you could gear it towards everybody around the world.
Oh yes,
that's the problem. Is you say you've got a breakfast show, and we're now broadcasting to Honolulu.
It's not breakfast time at all.
It's not breakfast time at all over there. So that's where we've got to get our heads round.
Okay. Well, look, JJ, I'm going to play this clip.
Yes.
Because this might help us to understand what we're doing. Okay, so it followed on from, there's a talk by Brian Brown, which is about a laboratory, the idea of theatre in a laboratory, which I tried to influence you towards a couple of times ago. But it's like science. You're not really convinced that science is our guide in radio shows.
It doesn't mean what science is. My interpretation of schoolboys' science is not sitting in a radio studio at all.
No, but well, and a laboratory. When you think of a laboratory as a studio,
are you mixing up things in here?
Well, we are to an extent, aren't we? We're finding
we're mixing sound, so yes. I would call it more physics.
Ah.
Then
okay,
it was a physical thing, but physics.
Physics,
yes.
mixing
maybe chemistry.
Well, bits of chemistry.
A bit of chemistry, yes.
So
you have to define what it is a bit more than a science lab, you see, because a science lab could be anything.
Okay. Well, I think it's just the idea of a laboratory, but then he gave a couple of examples, and this is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But well, we'll see what you make of this. But this is South African television, SABC television. I've only clipped 30 seconds for the purpose of review and comment, because it's an excellent summary. There's another YouTube clip you can find, which is William Kentridge himself, which takes at least an hour, and I don't think there's a really sort of tight definition of what the good idea or the less good idea would be. But anyway, listen to this bit.
Start with a good idea. It might seem crystal clear at first, but when you put it to work, the cracks and fissures emerge in its surface, and they cannot be ignored. It is often the secondary ideas, those less good ideas found in trying to address the cracks in the first idea, that become the core of the work. The intention is to provide a forum for these less good ideas. All right, so these are the words of world-renowned South African artist William Kentridge, unpacking his latest project titled The Centre for the Less Good Idea.
Now JD's gone off. I think he thinks Chris is on his way. So what I'll do is play this other clip, which is JD's back again. JD.
I'm just checking Chris.
Oh yes.
He's gone stuck outside.
Oh.
Okay.
Have you got him in again, or what's happening to him?
No, he's moved, so he's obviously coming in.
Okay, well, I'm going to play it again, JD.
Go on then.
Because
Welcome back. Now, often you start with a good idea. It might seem crystal clear at first, but when you put it to work, the cracks and fissures emerge in its surface, and they cannot be ignored. It is often the secondary ideas, those less good ideas found in trying to address the cracks in the first idea, that become the core of the work. The intention is to provide a forum for these less good ideas. All right, so these are the words of world-renowned South African artist William Kentridge, unpacking his latest project titled The Centre for the Less Good Idea.
So that was that. We've managed to play the whole clip, which is quite good.
Good.
Our third attempt. So does it
try a fourth time?
Well, we could try a fourth time. I think we've borrowed it now, so we can play it again if we need to think about it. What I was thinking about was the Temp Radio Studio, because all of last year we had it in mind that we could have a temporary studio that we took with us into cafes or round the houses or into the park or wherever we could go in Exeter, and that would be enough. We could either record stuff or broadcast directly.
I think for this show it would be quite good to have an OB system.
Yes.
Outside broadcasting system, to you who don't know what OB is, and which we can plug into the desk and the system from anywhere in Exeter. So when you do these things like fates or whatever, you can actually broadcast straight onto air somewhere.
But have we ever got it to work, JD? I think you should let Chris in.
I know he's there.
He's there?
Yeah, I know.
He's coming. Well, look, I'm going to rearrange the microphones a bit.
You are you?
I'm going to push number 3 over there.
Okay, I'll push number 3 over there. Okay.
And then it'll be all right. So we're not. You could help him come in, but Chris, hello.
Hello.
What we were saying was we were thinking about less good ideas, because one theory is that don't worry if you have a good idea and it doesn't work. Maybe the less good ideas are more interesting.
Okay.
So last year we were talking about a temporary radio studio that we would take with us.
Yes.
Into the cafes.
Yes.
Down the streets, round the corners and so forth. It never worked, did it? Not really. Well,
no.
We got bits and pieces of it. But maybe that doesn't matter. Maybe there are less good ideas, such as recording stuff or saying it all again or editing it or messing about with it.
In my early days of broadcasting, we used to do it the very high-tech way. Like, for instance, if I was reporting about the fate in the high street of a certain town, what we would have is a couple of guys who do the interviewing. Then you have Muggins here with his trainers on, used to take the cassette and run down the hill and up to the studio, which was down the bottom of the hill. That is a very high-tech bit of work. So I've done it all. So in that way you could do it, but now we've got the technology. We can do it by phone.
Yes.
We can do it by Centerford.
Yes.
You can do it by anything you want to.
Yeah, JD was saying he used to run down the hill. That was in his fitter days.
Well, yes, thank
fitter
you, Chris.
days, what do you mean, Chris? My fitter days just started again.
Okay.
Yes, if I have to sort out people right now like Chris Norton, then my days are fitter now. So that, I think, we could do it the long way. You can learn the long way, or you can do the easier way of using a mobile phone through a desk.
I like the mobile phone through a desk.
So that's one way. Well, that's one way of doing it. Yeah. So really we think the mobile phone into an FM studio is our best option at the moment.
Well, it's interesting, you see, when you go out, you say, and I've done it many times for you guys, it's whether or not you're going to guess what I'm doing.
Oh, well, there's that.
And that you
get
get like a game, really.
Yes.
I could be sitting on the edge of a beach or having 10 coffees. It doesn't make any difference, you see.
So the fact we don't know where you are...
You don't know where you're doing, what I'm doing.
No.
So you listen, you say, well, look, this is like radio. Say your listener doesn't know what you're doing right now.
No.
So
Chris is trying to take his coat off.
You don't want to know what Chris is doing right now because it's obscene.
Our listener knows that we're in the studio.
They know that.
Entertaining them.
Well, that's true.
Yes. Well, that is...
All right. Well, look, that's about as far as we can go.
No, wait, we'll go on. We can do some more later on.